Welcome back to the AFF podcast, episode 4. Hope you all had a really good Christmas and got everything you wanted and smashing 2024, start off with a new year. If you haven't watched episode 2, I'd like you to go and have a wee look. We've got Emmett here with us today. He's going to come on as a co-host from now on. Emmett, how was your Christmas? What was it like?
Christmas for me was very different, and Christmas can be very different for everybody. Do you know what I mean? But for me this year, I didn't have any meat at my Christmas dinner.
Vegan Christmas?
It was a vegan Christmas, or should I say, just veg and whatever. And do you know what? It was actually all right, you know. But I also then was asked to go to a bit of a house party afterwards and whatever. And they had nibbles out, but they had turkey and they had this and they had that. And I must admit, I munched the life clean out of it.
You missed the meat?
I did. I totally missed it. But in saying that, I enjoyed my Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
You know.
Was there a reason why you didn't eat the meat, or was there just...
Yeah. My girlfriend at the present, you know, she doesn't eat any meats and whatever. So she said, "Do you want to try just vegetarian?" And I was like, "What? Christmas time?"
It's a bit random.
Random, but you know what? I think that's what life's about too. Actually trying new things in life. Yeah. And I says, "Yep, let's do that. We'll do vegetarian." And it was lovely. It was. She's a great cook. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was different, and Christmas was different for me. Also to the aspect of it was very quiet, and but no, I really enjoyed Christmas. I really enjoyed Christmas that way. You know.
Sometimes it's better a wee bit quiet. Yes. So for me, obviously, Christmas this year was my first sober Christmas ever. Well, obviously, to a certain extent, because when I was younger I didn't drink. But yeah, it was first sober Christmas. Very surreal experience. Obviously, I've been going through my court case for the last 2 years, and come to the end of it, didn't know if I was going to be there for Christmas. So a lot of emotions, up and down. You know, even at Christmas Day, especially, just sitting around with family. First time I've been able to get down to my mum and dad's house, whole family together, sitting down, playing games and stuff. It was really nice, but it was also very surreal. So
was it difficult for you?
It was very difficult, to be honest. I felt myself go into a bit of a shell, you know, sort of halfway through the day. I was like, anxiety, I suppose, you know, but it wasn't, I don't know if it was bad anxiety, but it made me feel just quiet and a wee bit awkward.
Get that.
Maybe it's just so much going on and unexpected, because it was only like a week or 2 weeks before Christmas when obviously my court case ended.
Yeah.
So it was very, very surreal. Obviously this year I got up to my present girlfriend. Was able to go up and spend time with her family and stuff as well, which was it was a fantastic.
Did you find did you appreciate Christmas more?
I appreciate Christmas a lot more. I think the year before, I remember saying, you know, the year before I left on Christmas Day, went out to a bar that was doing a lock-in, you know, so having the difference between going out and leaving my family, not really what Christmas is really about, to this time sitting, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed sitting with my family and played a few silly games and stuff, and obviously they were all drinking, but I didn't really feel awkward being around drink, which was quite good, because obviously I don't want people to feel like they can't drink around me, because it's a normal thing.
Yeah, well, that's the problem too.
So yeah, it was good. No, very chill as well.
And what about family? Did they give you any feedback on how you were over Christmas?
I think everyone was just relieved. You know, it was coming to the end. It was very ups and downs. Didn't know what was happening, whether it would be inside or sitting there. So I think everyone was just relieved, you know, that I was sitting there, which I think could have been kind of the factor of it as well. You know, I was thinking, you know, this is Christmas, it's about everyone, and everyone's saying, well, especially when they got a few drinks into them. Yeah. They were like, "Oh, I just want to thank me for being there," and all. And I was like, "I should thank you for letting me be here," you know, because obviously it was a long 2 years and a long bit of stress. But yeah, it was definitely good to sit down with the family and not have to think about anything happening.
Anything happening, not having that weight on your mind. And Christmas time, you know, there's a lot of weight on people coming up to Christmas. A lot of struggles come up to Christmas as well, and also to the aspect of people being on their own. You know, so appreciation for the smallest things is something that we all need to look at.
Yeah.
We actually all need to be looking at.
I definitely felt myself going down that sort of rabbit hole. You know, I was thinking, I've caused so much hassle and stress to loads of people around me that's been supporting me. I need to go out and spend a fortune on gifts, you know, to say thank you kind of thing. And I was putting a lot of pressure on myself. Obviously, coming up to Christmas, it's a nightmare, especially working so much to try and get out shopping. I did quite a lot of last minute shopping. And I definitely put a lot of pressure on myself trying to, which then I did get to the point where I was like speaking to myself, I was like, right, we're relaxed, like you don't want to leave yourself stuck at the end of the day, you know. It's but yeah, to be honest, it wasn't until after Christmas that I really looked back and was like, I probably didn't need to maybe spend as much as I did or whatever. But
sorry for interrupting, but I wonder how many people really do that.
Yeah,
actually after the Christmas.
Because I actually have a few friends, you know, that have young kids and they're single, you know, they're single mums, single dads, and they're going out spending thousands of pounds, you know, on kids that are maybe 4 or 5 that aren't even going to remember, you know, what they got for Christmas. And I was just sitting thinking, like you're sitting stressing because you're spending 3 months rent for presents that aren't going to, where you could have you know, I know when I was a kid, you could have given me a cardboard box. I'd have been over them in.
But I think that's the point. The point of the matter is that there's a lot of it for our kids and because how much you love them and all that type of stuff I get. But there's also that whole thing about what everybody else's kids is getting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And Christmas can turn into that.
Pride?
Well, pride is one of the things, but competition and the neighbours and this type of stuff and who beats who and who does this and whatever. But creates a lot of sorrow after Christmas, especially when they look at their bank accounts and we kind of realise, oh, we've went over the top, you know. And I think it's important to realise that sometimes it's nothing to do with presents. It's actually to do with the time that you're talking about, that you spent with them, and the fact that you were there with them to spend it. You know, I think that's one of the big things for me is when I finish for Christmas, because you know everybody busy lives. It's taking that time and resting. Do you know what I mean? And actually sitting down with your family, with your friends, and it's nice also to check outside the family, who's all right, and does anybody need a hand with things and that type of thing. I have great neighbours, do you know what I mean? And just how they were, Merry Christmas, and that's fine. But you know, being able to turn around and say to them, you know, here, listen, you want to hand that bin, or do you want me to set that out? Or listen, my bin's not that empty or that full. By all means, because the kids buck it all into there, do you know?
Yeah.
So it is about that, and it's about understanding limitations around Christmas.
Especially after Christmas, I definitely was overwhelmed, maybe is the word. You know, there's a lot of socialising. Obviously, I live by myself, you know, so I have a lot of time to myself now where I'm by myself, where over Christmas, you're Christmas Eve with someone, with people, with your family, Christmas Day, you're with your family, Boxing Day, you're probably with your family, you know. There wasn't a lot of, there wasn't a lot of alone time there, so I think what for me was quite nice after Christmas was to get back up into my own space. And I was just the way my head was thinking. As soon as Christmas was over, I was thinking, right, 2024, let's fucking have it. Do you know what I mean? I was sitting, notebook was out. Obviously, New Year's resolutions, a lot of people agree, a lot of people don't agree with them. But for me personally, it's probably the first time in 5-6 years that I've been able to make positive goals. You know, if any goals, you know, so it was quite a achievement for me to be able to sit down with a notebook and be like, right, 2024 is here, it's a new year, and there's absolutely nothing stopping me apart from myself. So, what am I going to do? What am I going to achieve?
What's your goals?
Did you write any goals? What's your opinion on
that?
Well,
we all set the goals, especially, you know, January gym, they call it, you know, and there was that goal. But I'd been training before and doing a bit of working out, so yeah, I was to carry that on as a goal for me, was to keep carrying that on. And also maybe cutting away on certain types of food. I also put a goal out there that I was going to do 72 hours fast, and it worked in around 74, 75 hours where I had nothing to eat, like. And that was for different benefits for myself.
How did you find that over? Like, what was the end result, or what was your feeling sort of during it?
Well, to be truthful with you, the first 24 hours, I found all right. I'd already done a 24-hour, I'd already done 34 hours, you know, and I found it okay. You do struggle, sleep, you struggle with sleep, tiredness, and then all this energy hits you all of a sudden, you know, and there's all biological change in the system, you know what I mean? And I've really been looking into fasting and healing, you know, and being a therapist, you know, I'm always looking for new ways, even to be able to share with the clients, you know what I mean, of new different ways of healing. So 72 hours was a big one for me, 3 days. And I did have a young lad, he come on, he bounced on me, young Ross, and he worked, I think it was in the 40 hours or so, and then it was good to have that support, you know, and again, you're back into your supports, doing things with somebody is really, really, really handy. And there was part of me when I finished it, I kind of said to myself, right, that's the last time I'm doing that. That's nuts. But funny, I was watching Netflix last night, and you know, all of a sudden, I'm going 7 days. I'm going to do 7 days. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to plan that and work it out. How to get my water right, the electrolytes right. Drank a bit too much in the water system, you know, and then it reacts in you differently. Mentally, yeah, you go. There's a lot of depth in you. You know what I mean? If you've ever had trauma or you have trauma in your life, and you go into that state where you. I mean, I remember sitting with tears running down my face, but no connection to what.
Probably part of being just drained.
Could be. Yeah. I don't know. You know, but what I'm saying is, meditation's a whole different level with it as well. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I think 24 for me is, let's do things that are different.
Yeah.
Emmett, you know, let's try things. So travel's a big one's coming up for me. I want to go to a couple of different countries this year. Peace, patience, and gratitude. That's what I'm working on this year. Peace, patience, and gratitude. And the more that I can make my life peaceful, the people around me then gets a wrap off that as well, you know.
Just touching on, obviously, you said gratitude. I've been sort of trying to get consistent with it. At the end of last year, I was kind of dabbling in it. You know, I was saying my gratitude, but it was maybe like 1 day off, 1 day on, that kind of thing. So I set a target for my, if any is follow me on Instagram or TikTok, every morning. I'm now getting up and I write everything I'm grateful for, whether that is just food, you know, clothes, or maybe bigger things, you know, that I'm grateful for. Grateful to, it's even just simple as I'm grateful that I woke up this morning, you know. And just over the last few weeks, even the like opportunities and stuff that have been happening since I've started to put that sort of positive energy out there, you know. Also, so I would do like what I'm grateful for, and then I would write down what I would like to achieve.
Yeah.
And the achievements can be as small as I want to go to the gym that day.
Yeah.
Or I've wrote some, which I would continually write, which would be like, I want to go to Montreal for the One Young World Summit, which is nearly out of my hands, but if, I believe you keep putting the energy out there and keep working towards it. Also loads of things like holding live event and stuff like that there, all for this year. Because I believe that, which I've seen, now I'm starting to sort of see the positive things coming on from this, is that when I write it down, it's subconsciously going into my mind. So I'm now kind of doing things without even realizing that's benefiting me towards these goals. So I think that's kind of, it's definitely, and also makes me feel just comfortable, you know, within saying it. You know, whenever I say now I'm going to do something, I've already wrote it down maybe 40 times. So whenever it comes to actually doing it, there's no anxiety there. You know, for example, the first time I was recording these podcasts, I was shitting myself before it. I could hardly even speak. But, you know, for the last few weeks, I've been writing, I'm going to progress the podcast, I'm going to get this done, I'm going to get that done. So now sitting here today, I'm sitting here thinking, fuck, well, I've been saying I'm going to do it, so I'm sitting here doing it now, and it nearly feels good that I'm sitting here doing it now, more than, fuck, this has actually come up, and it's actually here now. I've been expecting it.
There's a lot of it. It's like in the conscious mind when we're talking about this, it's about what other people are going to say about you doing what you want to do in life.
Yeah.
You know, and as I always say, especially working with clients, who are they? Who are them people?
Yeah.
Only the people you make up in your mind. You know, so do what you're doing, and any of our viewers, is limitations is what you set on yourself.
Yeah, well, I've actually, one quote, I don't know if it's the right word, is that's been sort of helping me recently is the only person that's stopping me is me.
Yep.
So whenever I have these negative thoughts in my head, I'm sitting going, like, I'm not going to let that other negative Rory beat me anymore. Do you know, whenever I'm sitting getting negative, I literally have, I feel like there's two people on each shoulder.
Totally.
And the other one's going, would you just shut up? You know, people say like, oh, you're only from Belfast, you're not from a rich background, you know, you can't achieve this, you can't achieve that. But there's loads of other people out there that have achieved it. What makes them any more different than me? And like, if I'm willing to put the work in, I'm willing to do it, and even sacrifice and do stuff, you know, for that. You know, I just don't listen to that negative attitude anymore.
One, you get your self-belief. Two, you have to put the work in. People talk about this and that, and I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You have to graft.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to believe in yourself and you have to have a purpose in life.
Yeah, well, so what I would be doing, I would be put like, say I want to achieve doing a talk by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I have that in big bold writing, and then underneath I go, so what, every day, as long as I do something to benefit this, for example, doing the podcast can benefit that, doing the TikToks can benefit that, as long as I do something every single day.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting a step closer to doing it, instead of just putting it down saying I've achieved this and then not doing anything for a few months.
Yeah.
There's so many days between now. There's 365 days till the end of the year. Do you know what I mean? So if that's a lot of stuff you can do by then. So yeah, definitely. Another thing, obviously, I'd like to. People think I'm nuts. Been doing the cold water therapy.
Yeah.
Obviously in Belfast at the minute. Well, the UK, I think in general, we've been getting cold weather, snow, and I have been out in the sea in the morning before work, and.
But you kind of way stop that because...
Yeah, so basically I set a goal that I wanted to do this. There's obviously so many health benefits, but the reason I'm basically doing it is because it isn't nice and I want to be more, not motivated, what's other, like...
Challenge yourself?
Yeah, I want to challenge myself, do something I don't want to like. I can't remember the word, it'll come to me.
Yeah.
But, so I was doing the cold water sea swimming. Obviously the sea's quite rough at this time of the year. And not everyone's as nuts to get up at 8:30 in the morning and want to go jump in the sea when it's snowing. So I missed a few days there, and I was thinking I don't want to rely on other people, you know, doing my own thing. So I've recently purchased one of them cold plunge pools, which arrived today. We're recording this podcast, so excuses are cut. If you follow me, I'll be uploading Instagram. I'll be uploading the journey through it. I'm hoping. Well, no, I will. Sorry, the goal. I'm going to do it every day, every morning. And just kind of see the benefits. You know, there's different losing fat. It's also good for, I'm training again, so it's good for muscle. It's also good for the mind. Just the dedication of getting up and doing something that you don't want to do. I'm also, once I get used to getting up early again and getting into the cold water, I'm going to try doing the havening in the water. I'm going to try doing my affirmations, where I do a thing where I wake up in the morning and I'll say, you know, I'm good enough, I'm well enough to be here, you know, stuff like that there. I'm going to try to do it in the water when I'm sitting uncomfortable. Yeah. Because I think that might be a really like powerful change, where I'm sitting here in a position that I don't want to be in. But I have chosen to be here. No, I don't have to be here. You know? So I think that hopefully, it's just trying to build that mental resilience back up again. Remember we said, I think we might have said in the last podcast that when you did, I let it slip a wee bit because everything was going well. Yeah. You know, about training the mind. And obviously it's the same as the gym, we would say, you know, if you stop training, you're going to lose it. Yeah. So I want to take my mental strength to the absolute level this year, that I understand shit days happen, I
think it's important too, Rory. You know what I mean? I think that's very, very important.
And I just want to be, which I think everyone should give it a go, challenge yourself, you know, be as well prepared for these bad days as much as you can be prepared to be unprepared, or, you know. Definitely building the mental resilience is a big goal of mine for this year, and just trying to focus on me and the loved ones around me. Yeah,
I think it's important, I really do. But yeah, for anybody that's watching, you have a responsibility yourself, you know, and if they do need support and around mental fitness or physical fitness, reach out and get it. There's plenty of it, but understand that you have to do the work.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's something
definitely
that's
you
very
versus
important.
you is quite a big thing, you know.
Yeah. The only competition you have is the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at things, you know. And once you get into that mindset and understand that I can have really shit days, but I've better days, more better days than I do have shit because I'm doing something about it.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's important.
Exactly.
It's important.
So yeah, I think we should really give it a wrap up there. Good
Okay.
to have Emmett on. He's the co-host now, so you'll be seeing a lot more of him. So I just want to say thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and also follow us. So if Emmett Water Therapies on TikTok, Instagram, and
Facebook, yeah.
as well. And then myself, Rory's Road on TikTok and Instagram. Also, make sure you drop comments if there's any topics you'd like us to cover. Obviously, Emmett's been a therapist for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And yeah, me personally, just as still recovering addict and well and truly still in the beginning of my journey. If you have any questions or anything that we could cover in the next episode, please do. So yeah, thanks for watching, and
Thank you very
see you
much.
all later. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.